and here is my sweet cream or sweet corn casserole. 14 little circles out of this. Oh my gosh, that's 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. And here we are. I didn't think it was gonna pop up that easily. I gotta get to chopping those onions. And you know what I forgot on my plate? A piece of sausage. Putting this on top. And oh my gosh, these are delicious. Isn't that cute? And there, that's the finished one. I wish I had videotaped in there. Howdy everyone, this is Tricia and welcome to my channel. I'm going to be continuing with some Christmas craft ideas. This time I am going to be making a Christmas framed snowman. Now I decided to challenge myself again and go to the Dollar Tree and find all the supplies for this particular framed snowman. Now my Dollar Tree, we're still in October here, and well, everywhere, but I meant like while you're watching this, you might be watching this some other time of the year, I don't know, or some other year. But this is still October, so they still have a lot of their Halloween and their fall, sorry about the rambling, and their fall items out, so they had very little Christmas. So I had to kind of like decide like what can I use for this and that in my particular framed snowman. Now I did see something in Pinterest, and in Pinterest they use some items that I'm not going to use because I decided that nope, I'm going to get my stuff from the Dollar Tree. That's my challenge, and I hope that you will take on the challenge and go ahead and look for these supplies also. So let me tell you what they are before we even get on to any more of this conversation. Okay, so the first thing of course I got were some frames because I'm going to make a framed snowman, and you can use any frames that you may already have in your home. Maybe you want to recycle some, it's okay if they're all different. I think it'll look really cute. Maybe you can just spray paint them all the same. Okay, so what I've got are these collage frames, and they have a 5x7 here and a 2.5 by 3.5 space here, and also here. Now I'm obviously not gonna use those little spaces. I'm gonna use the whole thing, and I measured this, and this is a 10 by 10, so they're little squares. You can get the rectangle, you can get the 8 by 10 or whatever the other size they might have. And then I've got this 4 by 6 little frame, and if you want to get all small ones and build a small little snowman, go right ahead. Otherwise, these are the sizes that I use, and of course you can get whatever you like. The other thing that you'll need, well, lots of things you'll need, but this is one of them, is a piece of foam board, and this is like about 20 by 30 inches. They only have one size of foam board actually at the Dollar Tree. Again, it's only $1, so get yourself one of those. It doesn't matter what color they might have. Mine had white, so that's what I got. I also grabbed a black poster board, because this is one of the alternatives to decorating my snowman, or what I'm going to use for my snowman. The other alternative, or maybe both, I don't know yet, is these Christmas gift bags. And I grabbed these because I really like the little snowman that are on there. This one says Merry Christmas. Okay, let's see. This one says Holly Jolly. And then I got this one that says Happy Holidays. Now I'm kind of gearing towards the Happy Holidays and the Merry Christmas one, because I think the little snowman, this one's like on a little, I don't know, what is he on, like a little moped, and this one's on a bike. And I really like this one because he's on a motorcycle, but I think I'm only going to use 2 of them and then use some of this black poster board, and you'll see what I'm going to do as we go along. So get some. And now you don't have to get gift bags like this. You can get any decorative paper. You can use like wrapping paper. You can use construction paper. You can even use scrapbook paper to put on the inside of your frame, because we want something in there. We don't want that little white paper, okay? So that's what you're going to be using that for. Now to decorate, once I put all these items together, I got some little bushes here. A couple of them. These have a little pine cone and some berry. You can get whatever you want. I got these because, you know, there's small items on there. They're not very big, so I thought they were cute. They did have some with some little tiny flowers, but I really like these, so I grabbed these. And I don't know if I'm going to use both of them or just one, so I just grabbed 2. And after thinking about it, I'm not sure if I'm going to use this, but this is like chenille stem sort of kind of thing. It's a wire garland ties. It's just about 12 inches, and they're like pine. They look like garland. So I got these because maybe I'll use them, maybe I won't. And we'll find out as we go along, and then you can decide if that's something that you want to get. I found these cute glitter. These are all in the Christmas section, by the way. Everything that I've shown you so far, except for the poster board and the foam board and the frames. Huh. Okay, everything now is from the Christmas section. I got these cute little stickers. They're little snowflakes, and they're kind of glittery. I don't know. You can't tell really in the frame here because of the plastic on top, I think. So we're just going to move along. Also in their Christmas section, they had this ornament ball marker. See that? And it says that it writes on glass and plastic. I've not tried this item ever before, so I'm hoping that it's good and it's not dried out or anything like that, because I only got one. And I'm hoping this works because I want to use this to draw a little snowman face. Also, I got some ribbons, and I didn't know which ribbon I wanted to use, so I got 3 different ones. So I got a little red glittery one with some snowflakes, and one that says Merry Christmas. But you know what? I use a lot of these ribbons for other little projects. So these are just an example of what they have. They have a few more than just this. And then I got this, this is not from the Christmas aisle. This is 9 feet of diamond wrap. I don't know if you can tell. It's got a little, I'll be opening this up so you'll see what this looks like. And I think I might want to use that on here. And I saw these cute little ornaments. They're so cute. Okay, see, two little mittens. And I thought that was really cute. I think I'm definitely going to use these. Now, I wanted a top hat. Now, I've been doing some top hats, some little black top hats, and some of my other videos, and I will link some below. But I wanted to recreate that for my frame, but then I saw something that I think I'm going to use instead. And I got this, see this little head? This little snowman head? And I could actually just use this whole head, but I'm not going to. Actually, I'm going to break it off right here, and I'm just going to use the little hat. And I think I'm going to use these little eyes and the little orange nose. See that? I'm going to use that. I don't know this white part, if maybe I can kind of tear into it and pull it off, and maybe use that in my frame. I'm going to find out. We'll find out, okay? And then I wanted to give him a little scarf. And they had this. This is a little tree skirt, actually. See that? It's got the little white ruffle on the bottom. It's really cute. Now, if you'll notice something about what I've gotten so far is everything's kind of glittery. So this is glittery. The hat on here is shimmery and glittery. The little edge on the gloves is shimmery. I've got some shimmery ribbon here. I've got some diamonds, which are shimmery. And my little snowflakes are glittery. And of course, my bags, they have some, if I touch it like that, I can feel the texture. It's got some little glitter on the wording here, and on the little snowflakes, and some little areas here and there on the drawing of the snowman. So that's kind of a glittery kind of a frame that I'm going to be creating. Okay, these are my supplies. Let's get to making this. I was going to paint the frames white, but now that I've decided that they're all black. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up all my packages, look at things carefully, and I'll be back. Well, I'm back already, of course, because this is, magic of videos. I forgot to mention, I'm so excited. I told you, you're going to need a glue gun with some glue sticks. You can use your E6000 glue as well, and I'll bring that out in a moment. I haven't done that. Or you can use the Dollar Tree glue. It's a super glue, and I'll show you the tube also so you can see what that looks like. You're going to need wire cutters, scissors for a wire to tie up your ribbon, an X-Acto knife so we can cut out that foam board. We're going to need a pencil so we can do some marking, possibly a ruler. Now, if you have a cutting mat, put that down, or cut on a surface that you're okay with. Sorry about that. You're okay using that X-Acto knife, so make sure you have something that you can cut on top of. Okay, I think that's it. Yeah, we're going to need some glue sticks for the glue gun, so let's get to it. Okay, I've gone ahead and I've taken all my items out of their packaging, or taken the labels off of them, and I've cut up my little, I cut up one of my little bushes because I wasn't sure if I'm going to use both of them, so I went ahead and I cut up one of them for now, and I've done that. So now I've unwrapped my frames, and let me go ahead and show you. I'm sure you know how to open up a frame. You go to open it from the back. It's got these little metal tabs on the back. You can see those, so I'm just turning them over, and if you don't want to use your fingers, you can use like a little pliers or something like that. Anyway, so you're just going to take the backing and the paper out, and this little, we don't need any of that, so we're going to get rid of that. Toss it over, and then of course we're going to use the glass, but I'm going to go ahead and remove the glass for now because I want to remove these little metal, these little tabs here. So I'm just going to use my little pliers and just carefully pull them out. When you do, hold the frame down and pull those out, kind of wiggle them around. Now these Dollar Tree frames are kind of flimsy. So if anything, they end up coming apart here on these little corners, and I've had that happen before. So you can use your hot glue gun, or if you have some E6000, or if you have this fix-all adhesive, this one you find it at the Dollar Tree, it's from Super Glue. You can use that to glue it together. I'm looking at my frames, and I decided that I'm going to leave them black, but you can certainly paint them white, and I think they look really cute if you did paint them white. But for the purpose of the video and my time, I'm not going to paint them. I kind of like the black. I like the idea of a little black snowman, so that's okay. And that has nothing to do with anything. I just thought it'd be different. Okay, here we go. We've got all these frames. Oops, let's take the glass off. And we're actually going to glue the glass back in there. Now, you can use E6000 and, you know, put some little dots here and there and put your glass back in, glue it in there, or you can use this fix-all adhesive, but I'm just going to use my glue gun because that's just for the purpose of the video. And of course, you can just do that. Why not, right? Okay, let's go ahead and put that in. Put some glue. It's okay if I get some in the back of the frame. I don't care. Okay, I've got a little fan going here, so I'm trying to work a little quick. And let's get that glass in there. There we go. Now, the glass doesn't always fit perfectly all the way to the edges, so then you can just go in there and add a little line of glue on one of those sides. Move it along. Do the other two. Okay, there's something that I forgot to mention when I was opening up, unwrapping these frames, and I said to throw away the backings because you're not going to use them. On this smaller frame, and I'll show you, let me just move this over so I have a little gap there. Put a little bit of glue in there, that'll hold it in. Let's push it over. Actually, we are going to maybe use the backs. We'll see, we'll see. I haven't thrown them away completely, so that's okay. On this small one, it's got these little hinges. Let me lift one up. See these little hinges? I like those. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to remove them from the backing because I'm going to recycle them and use them on the back of my whole thing so that then I can put a little ribbon through them so we can hang our framed snowman. So that's something you might want to do. You don't need the little bitty, whoops. You don't need that little part if it comes out. You just need this, okay? So we're going to use that. Now, if you happen to have some, if you do some framing and you happen to have some, use those, but you don't really need them. But I'm going to go ahead and use them. I decided that I am going to use the backs because I just remembered I need to push in the items. So I'm going to go ahead and save these. I threw the other one to the side, but I'll grab it in a little bit. Okay, so what we want to do now, I got to get the glass on this one. So let's get that in there. Lots of talking, no action. Okay, let's get that in there. Let me remove this web of glue. Come on, honey, get in there. There we go. There we go. I got a little too much glue there. Let's just wipe it off. It's okay because we're going to decorate that little corner. All right, so now our glass isn't going to be coming off of there. So I've got these bags, as I mentioned. And I wasn't sure if I wanted to use the Haul 3 because I can't see how, this particular frame is going to, well, goodness gracious. There we go. Get off. And we're going to use the frame to decide where we're going to have to cut this. Oh, you know what? What I should have told you is use the glass on top of here. But you know what? You also have these little bits in here. That's also a good indication of how big of a space you have in there. So either before you hot glue the glass like I did, you can use that as your template, or you can use this paper. So I think I'm going to use, I think when I was in the store, I decided that the whole Happy Holidays would kind of be seen in my bag and my frame. So let's see, let me show you what I'm talking about. See the Happy Holidays and the snowman? That fits within the frame. So I'm going to use that one. And I think I'm going to use this Merry Christmas one. I can just move it over a little bit so it'll fit. Yeah, that'll fit. Let me check out this Holly Jolly. The reason that I'm not going for this Holly Jolly one is because right here where the words are is where this string goes through and the little holes are there. And I think it's just too much. I do like it because my brother rides motorcycles and it's a motorcycle in there. But you know what? Holly and Jolly don't both fit in there. So I'm not going to use this bag. I'll save it for a gift. But I can certainly use these. All right. And yeah, there's going to be a little bit of a hole here in the yourself. But I can just use a little bit of black from the same bag to put underneath it to cover that up. So now what I want is I want to put this over it. Now let's go ahead and cut it out first from the bag, this panel. And don't forget you have another one on the other side, so if you want to use this one for something else, do that. Now part of this Christmas and the top part may not all come out. As long as I have the Merry Christmas, I think I'm okay. The words are kind of separated. It's going to be hard for it to show, but it shows a lot better than the Holly Jolly. So let's go ahead and put that on top of here. And yeah, I'm going to be cutting off some of the wording. Okay, so then you're just going to use a straight ruler. And the reason that I was saying, if you have something to cut on, that way you can run your X-Acto knife. Now, if you don't have that, at least have something straight, a ruler or something, and then get a pencil and, you know, do your marking on the bag. And then you can use your scissors to carefully cut. You try to cut as straight as you can. So I'm just going to do that way so that you can see that. And let's do the other side. Trying to align this. Let me remove this little bracelet because I think it makes a lot of noise and it might be picking up on the camera here. So let's take that off. And the other way is to get your X-Acto knife or your rotary cutter. X-Acto knife always slides around on me. Okay, so we get that off. And now the top part here, because we want it to be the same size. Okay, I'm showing you how to do this one. The other two I'm going to do away from the camera. We're not going to go through all of that tedious instructions because you don't need to be seeing too much of that. Okay. Actually, my X-Acto knife didn't want to go through because I've got a little bit of a cardboard back here. So I'm going to go ahead and use my scissors because I've already marked it with a knife. So that's kind of nice. Okay, take that off. Like I said, you can use any decorative paper. Use scrapbooking paper. Maybe you find a little picture in a magazine that'll fit just fine. So let's just show you what that's going to look like. And get my frame. I'm going to turn it over. Put the picture in there. And where's that backing that I said I was going to use? I don't know where it is. Goodness gracious, I don't know where. Oh, here it is. Hello. I'm going to put that on top. Now, I don't have them little prongs here to push down. So that's something that you can think about if you want to go ahead and use those. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to get some hot glue and just seal in the picture. Okay. Let me get another hot glue stick here for my gun. And you don't even have to use this backing. You could just put some dots of glue and seal in the picture. Okay, so I'm just going to hold it so that the hot glue dries. Okay, so we're learning as we're going. So here we go. This is something that I learned. You don't have to take all the little prongs off. You can just slide them back down onto the backing so that, you know, that holds that in. Oops, let's get this away from those lights. There you go. See that? Merry Christmas. Okay, so now I want to get this Happy Holiday one into my other frame here. Now, obviously, I didn't have a small enough picture. Now, I could just get part of the snowman, part of his little face like that, and get it on that top one, like that. Isn't that cute? I think that's so cute. I'm tempted to do that. But my other idea is to get some of this black poster board and cut a piece to go in there. And then what I'm going to do, and I mentioned what I wanted to do is take the little eyeballs off the snowman here, and I want to take his little nose. So after I've got that black board inside of there behind the glass, what I want to do is take that paint pen and draw some big white eyes and a cute little crooked smile, and then put these little black dots on the glass where I painted in the middle of those whites, and then the little nose on there. I really like that idea. I'm gonna go ahead and go for it, but if you don't like that idea, then do this and put a little snowman on top and then just decorate it however you want. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that because I think that's gonna be cute. All right, so I need the size for this. There we go. I'm gonna use the backing that I took off, and I don't need the little things on here. I'm gonna use this backing, and I just cut off a piece of from my poster board so that I wouldn't have a big giant sheet up on top of here because it's black and it's kind of hard to see what I'm doing on it. So I thought a little scrap would be fine because then you'd have the blue here, and that kind of gives you an idea of what's going on. Okay, so I just marked it with my pencil. Can you see the pencil line? All right, you can use your rotary cutter. You can use the X-Acto knife. I would prefer to use a rotary cutter, but I didn't grab that, and I'm not going to do that now. So there we go. Just use your scissors to cut out that little square, and that will go behind the glass. Now, another thing you could do is you could go ahead and get some craft paint and paint a little circle here for the face of the snowman. The other thing that I wanted to do is I wanted to see if we could do this. I wanted to see if I could remove this white face off of here and put it inside of here on top of this black, you know, but of course take the little nose and the little eyes off because they are, you know, they're dimensional, and of course they're not going to fit inside the glass. So let's do that. Let's break off his little nose. Let's try to do it as carefully as we can. Boom, it just pulls right out. Okay, let's see how the eyes go. We're finding out here. Let me get my little pliers. Hopefully I don't break them, you know, make a mess. Kind of, a little bit, not really, but sort of. There we go. I took out one of the eyes, and I'm just going to have to pull the little white fuzzy bits off of it. Okay, let's do this one. Okay, so also when I had took this off and made a little hole on there, but I'm not going to worry about that because I can just put a little decoration on top of there or just paint it with some black paint. These are my little pieces to put together my frame. So I'm just going to put this over to the side. And I wanted to remove this part. Oh, and it comes off nice and easy. Well, there you go. Now I've got my little top hat separated from this part. But I wanted to see if this white part comes off. It's quite, look at the little mouth even came off. My goodness. Look at that. Maybe I can use that. Let's move you over here. Okay, let me get my scissors and do some surgery. And I'm going to find out right now. Oh, boy. Okay, I'm going to tell you right now. This isn't going to work. Because if I try to peel this off, all that's happening is this is tearing up. See? So maybe like a little piece of fabric. If you have a little piece of white fabric, or like I said, paint your little snowman face on there. Then you put your frame over it, and then you're going to get your little nose and glue it on the outside, and your little eyes, and you're going to glue those on the outside. But I'm going to go ahead and leave the background black, like that, and use the paint pen wherever it is. Here we go, to paint eyes. So let's go ahead and do that. And then I'll do the other frame off camera. Put a little bit of glue there on the little corners. Not too much because you don't want it to get pushed into the glass, you know, this way. And then you'll see it on this other side. So there we go, just like that, putting a black background. This is what I'm going to be doing. You can do it with a bag instead, or the suggestions that I just mentioned. Put a little bit of glue there on the corners again, and some here. Put this little backing back on here, just so that it pushes the poster board against the glass. You know, like you would a photograph. I'm just blowing off these little bits from this part, so I'm not going to need that at all. Let's get that out of the way. All right, and of course my little smiley face, I don't need it because we're going to paint a whole new one. So I'm going to go ahead, and I decided that I want this frame, I want it to go on here like so. okay? So I'm going to go ahead and paint some little eyes. Let's find out how this works, because this might just be a total fail. Okay, here we go. I got the paint out of there. Yep, that's working. So I think little nose right about here. Just draw some pupils. It's working kind of nice. I like it. It's just a paint pen. It's all it is. Painted one pupil, so I'm going to draw the other one. And they don't have to be perfect, okay? Whatever you can do is nice. Now if you can find like rub-ons or stickers for a snowman face, then use that. Okay, here's a little lesson here. Now if you've already painted, don't paint over it. So just get it painted as well as you can. I'm going to draw a cute little crooked mouth. So I'm just going to wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And then go up and make cute little ends like that. So that's what I drew. And then of course I'm going to decorate it with these little items, but we're going to put them off to the side because I want this to dry. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you about the next step before I do the other frame. But I'm going to clean off all of this out of the way and I'll be back. Alright, so I'm back and I've gone ahead and I've framed my bags in there. And I think they look really cute. Merry Christmas. You can't really tell it says Merry Christmas, but okay, you fix it up the way you like. And happy holidays. And then of course our little snowman face. And of course, like I said, you can put some white fabric back there. You can put some white poster board or some cute little paper in there and just do your, you know, your actual snowy snowman. I thought it would look really cute like this, so that's what I'm going to be doing. Okay, I've got my foam board here because I want to put this in the back of my frames to hold them all together. Now, yes, you could just glue them here on the edges together. And then of course this one over here, and glue them all together, and there you'll have your completed hanging snowman or framed snowman. But I want to make sure that it's, you know, all gonna be together, not gonna fall apart, not bend on me or something like that. So I'm actually going to put this on top of this foam board, and I'm going to line it up against this edges here, these two big frames. And I want the foam board to actually be just a tad smaller than my frame. So I'm going to go over it just a little bit on this edge and just a tiny little bit on this edge. And then once I've got that decided, then I'll line up this other frame. So I'll make sure that they're even together like so. And then I need to decide where my little frame is going to be. Just kind of eyeball him or do some measuring and decide, you know, your distances here. But I decided that he's about right there. Now, the idea of gluing these here together works great because these two frames are nice and flat. But this one does not have a flat. It's kind of curved, you know, towards the outside and to the bottom. So this is obviously not flat and it's not going to get glued on here properly. So therefore the foam board is a good help for this. Now the other thing you could do is you could actually separate them just a little bit and you'll have them facing the other way, and then add some ribbon going along this way and then another piece of ribbon going this way, so they're actually attached to the ribbon, so they'll have some sway action to them. So you could do that, but I think I'm going to go ahead and do the, what do you think? I'm deciding this as I go along, sorry. Okay, let me put this back because I took him out of where I wanted him. He's misaligned now. Oh, she is. Okay, let's put it this way. I think they look so pretty so far, my frames. This paper, this bag was awesome. That's my dog barking. She's barking. I think my husband and my son are back from their errands, so she's barking at them. Or that, or I don't know, maybe there's somebody outside. Okay, you know what? I think I like them put together like this. So now I'm going to use my pencil. I'm going to hold this flat down and trace around it. Now, when I cut it, I'm going to cut inside the pencil line. Okay? Oh my goodness, she is really going at it. Okay, so I'm going to remove these so that you can see what I have drawn on here. Can you see that? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut right on the inside of that. And it's okay if I cut in a little too much because we just want this backing to hold all those frames together, so it can be a little bit smaller. We just don't want it to be bigger, so that's why I'm saying on the inside. So I'm going to go ahead and use my X-Acto knife, and I'm going to cut along. But first, I'm going to go check on my dog because that's a lot of barking, and I'll be back. Okay, so I'm back, and I was at the point where I was going to cut out this part from my foam board. So now we're just going to use the X-Acto knife and my straight edge here. And it doesn't have to be so perfect as long as I'm inside and smaller than the frames, like I said. And just slide that down. Oops, kind of went off here a little bit. Make sure you have a nice sharp X-Acto knife also. Okay. Okay, so here's the part that I've cut out to put in the back of my frames. So now I'm going to take my frames and I'm going to put them upside down or facing down. And let's make sure that when you do that, you know which one you want. I kind of like, I want this one in the middle. Okay, so I'm going to put them, make sure that they're both facing the same, you know, going in the same direction, that they're the letters and the pictures all going in the same direction. And then just flip them over like so. Don't flip them over this way. Flip, got it like this. Don't flip it over this way because then it's going to be upside down. Flip it over this way. Okay, so put them together, align them as nice as you can. And then the little head, you also want to make sure it's facing the same direction. Turn it over sideways. And then just align it. And of course, we're going to use this to help align it some more. So we're going to take our foam board. And it's supposed to fit right inside. And if it doesn't, that's where you'll do some trimming. And I feel like this little corner here is not fitting right. So I'm going to go ahead and do some trimming on that. And my little blade is coming out of my knife. Okay. Let's slide this over a little bit. And turn this way. I'm going to trim a little bit more because it's just a little too wide. And that comes off. A little extra cut here. Let's check that out now. Slide it down. And that's within. Yep, anything that's not within, when you turn it over, you can just trim it with a knife. Okay, so let me just give it one more look and make sure that these two are aligned. Yes, these are. Now, if you're not sure they're moving on you, you can get some masking tape or some of that blue painter's tape or even some Scotch tape, and or even some duct tape even, and tape them down so that they won't move on you. The same over here. And there we go. Now, let's see. I think that'll be good. Yep. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to put some glue around the edges of the frame so that I can get the foam board on here. But I'm going to turn off my fan because my fan is going to end up drying the glue a little too fast. So I'll be right back. Okay, let's get some glue. And you're going to want to put lots of glue. You could do it facing the other way around. That'll be okay. But I'm going to try doing one of these frames like so. Put some glue in the back of this as well. Let's do that. Let's do it this way. I'm going to put one, of course I should have taken these little metal bits off. I did on the other one. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and put this guy on here. And then we'll turn it around. Because I think that might be easier, right? Do you agree? You do, right? I think you do because I think it'll be easier for you when you're doing the craft. Because, you know, I can do anything. Haha, I'm kidding. Okay, I'm going to turn this over. Turn this guy over too. So now you can see what you're doing, actually, if you do it this way. Okay. If that's easier for you, do it this way. And it actually is easier for me too, so I'm going to go ahead and do it this way. Now I'm going to put some glue along the edge of the frame on this one. And I'm doing it on the inside rather than on the outer edge because when I squish it down, I don't want the glue to squish out, which it will regardless. Okay, and then some glue on here. And it pretty much takes a lot of glue. Okay, so now I'm going to align it with this frame. There we go. And then I'll just clean off all them little bits from that little snowman head. A lot of them little white bitty bits are all over the place. They're on my blouse, everything. Okay, we're not going to worry about that. Look, so far, look what we've done. Perfect. Okay, you can't see it if I lift it up like that, so I'll just do this. How's that? Okay, you're going to end up seeing this from far away. I'm going to put it on a, not from far away, but, you know, the whole view of it, because I am going to be putting it on the wall or someplace to hang it so that you can get a nice view of it at the end of the video. So this is just so you can see what I'm doing close up, and then you'll see the whole thing from a better view. Okay, so let's get this glue. It's not, you know, melting as fast as I want to pour it out. So that's what's going on there. Be careful, don't get your fingers burnt. And then I'm just gonna find the edges here. There we go. All right. Looks so cute already. Oh my goodness, look at that. I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. Okay, that's what I've done so far. Now, if you want to be like super, you know, you're super picky about things, and I kind of am, but I'm not going to be, although I kind of want to be, but I'm not going to do it, is that you can take some decorative ribbon, or you can take a little diamond, or you can just take some black paint and paint this edge of the poster board with a black paint, or cover it with ribbon or a little diamond edging. You know, you can do whatever you want and cover that up, okay? So if you don't want to see that, but this is going to be hanging on a wall. So I think it's going to be okay. Unless people are like, oh, let me see what you're on. What is that on? Okay. So that's all the advice I'm going to give you is to, you want to do that, cover that up. Now, before I finish anything, I'm going to turn it around. And remember those two little bits for hanging the little small frame? I took them off because I said I was going to put them on here. I'm going to look for them. I don't know what I did. Okay, here they are. I found them. Thank goodness. Here we go. I'm going to take those two little bits and I'm going to glue them to the back here on the top, okay? So I'm just going to get lots of glue and just dump it on there. It's a little dry bit there. And then I'm going to glue over, not the little part that rolls up, you know, that moves. I'm just going to put it on the bottom part of the little metal thing. It's like a little metal thing there. Okay. And I'm going to try and get it as evenly as I can with the other one. Just by eyeballing it. But of course you can do some measuring. Okay, now this could have gone a lot lower, and then you could have put some wire, like nice and tight wire going across it, so that when you pull on it just a little bit, then you can use to hang it. But I'm actually going to put some ribbon through these little loops, and then I'm just going to make a ribbon loop so that I can use that to hang off of that, because I think they look really cute with a little ribbon. And then of course you got your little hat in the back, in the front of it also, so I think that's going to look cute. So that's where you're going to make a decision what you want to do. Okay, so that's what I did. Again, you don't have to use wire. You can use some little piece of scrap, little piece of rope or a little piece of ribbon to run across, and that then you can hang it off of there. But I want my ribbon to come off here, so I put it off close to the edge here. So I just want this glue to dry. There we go. Okay, we're just gonna let that dry, and we'll be back and start decorating it so it looks really pretty and cute. All right, so I'm back, and this has dried on here, these little bits, and now I can fold these up. They do move around, as you can see. Now we can use that to put some ribbon across there so we can hang it, and now we've got our pretty little shaped framed snowman. Like I said, you could paint your frames white, put some white paper in there if that's what you want, put some little snowflakes or whatever you want to put in there, maybe a little saying, maybe some of that paper that you can use like to write with chalk. If you want to do that and eliminate the glass, you can certainly do that. It's just an idea, but there we go. That's $3 so far, 3, 4 because of the foam board, but of course the foam board I have left over for some other project, so that's not necessarily a whole dollar wasted or used up, I should say. Okay, so here we go. I've got my little bits of pine here. I've got my little hat, my little mittens. I'm going to bring all these little items over here because we're going to start decorating him. And then I also had these stickers. And these little white bits from that little snowman hat are everywhere. So we'll worry about removing them at the end. Okay, so I want to make him a little scarf. Let's go ahead and move these out of the way for just a little bit. I want to make him a little scarf. So I got this little tree skirt because this is what they had, that hat fabric. And it had that little glittery look about it. And I think this would be cute to make him a little scarf. So I'm going to cut around this edge, and I'm going to cut about, I'm going to leave this on here, this little fluffy white part, and I'm going to cut about 2 inches in all the way around. And it doesn't have to be perfect, but I'm just going to try and cut it as best as I can. So I'm just going to move this out of the way so I don't do any scratching in case I have painted it. So about 2 inches in. And the way you can make sure that you kind of do this right is to just fold it like that. And then again, my mama taught me that. Now maybe I don't need this whole length. Let's see, I think this about, let me go ahead and cut the whole thing. Because, you know, it's only $1, so it's okay. And I can just save this little scrap of fabric for something else. I'm getting to the point where I can just eyeball it. Okay. All right, all the way. Okay, so I'm gonna put that little scrap of fabric off to the side. So what I want to do is I want to fold this over, but it's not going to fold over all too straight. So what you want to do is you want to cut in. Let's take this off too. You want to cut in little bits like this, about 1/2 inch to 1 inch. Don't go any more than 1 inch because then we don't want to lose, you know, this red. And I'll show you what I mean. So just cut into it like so. Do you see that little cutting? You want to do that all the way because otherwise the fabric won't fold in. So you got to do that all the way. If you don't want to go through all this trouble and you have a scrap piece of fabric, go ahead and use that for your little scarf. And if you can knit one, awesome. Or if you can find one from a, I don't know, like a teddy bear or something. Or maybe you're not using anymore, or a ribbon will work just fine. But you know what? I like to do things extra. Make it hard. And this isn't really hard, it's just more work. But I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm determined. I've already cut it out, so I have to finish it. Okay, so now I want to fold in all these little bits. And obviously this, you know, you're going to be folding them in. And because of the cuts, it allows it to spread open so that they can fold over nicely. And I'm just going to put little dots of glue so that then when I fold these over, they catch onto the glue. Try not to get your fingers in it like I just did, and get that down. Okay, I'm going to do the whole thing. All right, this is what it looks like from this side. Yeah, I just showed you in the little speed up part there what it looked like in the back. So there's just a folded edge. That's all I wanted. So now let's figure out a little scarf. Now we have this whole length to work with. It's awesome. I don't know why, but I kind of want, let me see. Yeah, I'm going to have it kind of hang this way. So I'm going to put, look at that. That's cute, just like that, isn't it? Don't you think? Just like that around his neck. That's what we'll do. Okay, I'm going to turn it over. Well, no. First, this way. Let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to pick, and then we're going to make it hang about 2 to 2.5 inches on this end, and then 2.5 inches on this side, or 2 to 2.5, and trim that off. We're still going to use that. So we're going to go ahead and put some glue kind of around like a necklace, a little bit on here so it catches on. I'm going to put this guy right there and turn it around, and then just bring in the little edge like so. Put a little bit of glue there, and that's nice because there'll be some little padding there, and it won't, you know, like scratch up against your wall. Well, it shouldn't because it's foam board. But there we go. Look at that. And I'm just going to glue down this little fuzzy part. That looks cute. Look at that. Isn't that cute? Oh my goodness. You don't want to kind of cover your wording, but I just kind of did a little bit. Okay, so now I'm going to have 2 pieces coming out from under it like so. I think that'll be cute. And then maybe another one coming out from behind. That'll be my little scarf. Or what do you think? I think it looks cute just like that, right? I'm going to go ahead and leave it like that. I'm not going to put any bit. I'm going to go ahead and save myself this little piece because this will be cute to use on something else. Throw it off that way. And I've got these little snowflakes, and I'm going to cut some of these off. I'm going to stick one in this little corner up here. And you can use some glue if you want to make sure that it stays down, but this is sticking on really well. And I'm kind of like shaping it on, you know, onto the glass and then up onto the frame. So I'm pushing it down and then over. I got some little ones here. Put another one next to it. And then all I'm doing is I'm pushing it into the shape of the frame and around it like so. Okay. And then you can put more everywhere else. So I am going to do that. I'm going to put one here. I'm going to put a little one down here. I don't want to cover too much of the picture, but I got room here for a big one here. And I think I have room for another big one over here. And it's up to you if you want to use these little. I'm going to get one of these flakes, and right here, kind of on the 2 of them, push it into the little indentations and around, hug around the frame. There you go, like that, and just decorate it as much as you want with these. Now I'm going to take these little little mittens, and I'm going to take this little part off because I don't need that. And this little part off, but it's still got like a little bit coming out, and I don't really like that, so I'm going to try and cut that off. Yeah, awesome. And there's just a little hole. We're not going to worry about that little hole. This is, you know, I think it's because that little part comes out, but because of the glitter and such. Oh, there we go. See, it came right off. The little piece broke right off because I squeezed it with my wire cutter. So just use that, or use some little pliers like this to get that off. And I wanted my mittens, make sure the little thumb is upward on the sides right here. I don't want to cover this little doggy here, so I'm going to put it, I think I'm going to put him a little bit lower. Of course, that little snowflake there is going to get covered now, so let me remove it. Put the snowflake up here instead. Put glue on here, and that's going to get glued to the edge of the frame right here. I'm going to put this one just a little bit higher. Put some glue on there. Glue it to the edge of the frame there. If you want, you can also put a little dot of glue right underneath where the glass is. Glue it to the glass. Now, hot glue doesn't stick all that well on glass because glass is sort of like a cold surface, so the glue dries a little quickly on glass. So you can glue with the glue gun on glass, but it's sort of a temporary thing. So that's why I wanted to make sure that I glued it onto the plastic frame here. But if you're not sure of your hot glue gun, like it had this other glue, E6000, or that show you again to remind you, the super glue fix-all adhesive that you get at the Dollar Tree, you can certainly use that. Okay, so then remember we have these little eyes. So I'm going to remove all these little white bits off of it because I need the back of the little eyeball, little pupil, this little bit to be gone. So I'm going to use my wire cutters again and just under it cut all that off. So then I just have this little dot. Now if you don't want to do that, you can get some little buttons, or maybe get a black paint marker and paint in your little pupils. Or like I had said earlier, you can use some stickers. If you find the snowman face and stickers, it'll be just the right size for that. Use that, or the type that you rub on. I haven't seen those in a while, so. Okay, and I did try looking for that. I'm going to cut this a little bit more. Oops, don't get lost. Cut a little bit more so it's a little flatter. The little stick on the back. Okay. Now I'm going to put a little dot of glue. Now this is where it gets tricky because you don't want to burn your fingers. I'm going to put a little dot of glue actually on here already. Twirl it around. And then get my tiny little bead button, whatever you want to call it, on there. I want to show you what that looks like. Okay. So let me put another dot of glue on the other eye. And then put it right on that little dot of glue like that. Get that web of glue out of there. There you go. See, that's so cute. Okay, so then the little nose that we had, we're going to cut off this little part here so that it's flat right here. And then we can glue it to the glass as well. And it's got a little curve to it. I want the little curve to be on the top part, going upward. So a little dot of glue there, right on the glass. Put my little nose on there. Okay. Now you're going to make sure you let that dry before you move it around, because you can knock that little nose off, or you can wait till the very end to actually add it on. See? So it's got some dimension right there. Okay. So then we had all these ribbons, and I think I'm going to go ahead and stick with this ribbon, and because it's glittery and it matches the little scarfy thing around him, and it also matches the little ribbon that's on the little hat, and it's glittery, so I'm going to use that. And I did have this bling, and I've got some more, but I wanted to use it for another, I had another idea, but let me see if this is enough to go all the way around. Well, it is because it's 9 feet. That's 3 yards. Because, you know, we want to go extra. Yeah, and then, of course, around the head, I'm just going to pull all this off. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to, and you can use your E6000 glue for this, but I'm going to use my glue gun. And just a little bit of glue at a time, because this glue from your glue gun dries fast. And sometimes it just doesn't seem to dry fast enough. So I'm just putting glue on the edge. Bring this over on top of it again. Let me turn it around so you're looking at how pretty the frame looks, not the ugly foam board. Okay, so I'm just putting some glue along the edge here. And taking this little diamond wrap, as it's called, putting it on the edge here. That's what I'm doing, okay? You don't have to do that. Let me pick up my glue gun because I just dropped it. Okay, where's this? There we go. Okay, let's continue adding that. You can actually do this before you start decorating, putting all these little mitten things on there. Okay, so it's just something that I thought, well, I wasn't going to put anything on the edge, but then I thought, you know what, I am, because I want you to see it, you know, a little more finished. There we go. And then you can also be inspired to say, hey, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, let's get that. Okay, now I'm going to do it around the head. I'm going to move this down a little bit here, this little bit, so I can get this in as far in as I can. And then slide it over slide the scarf over it on top of it. That's why I wanted to go ahead and do this before, okay? Do as I say, not as I do. So, there we go. Getting a lot of this webs from the glue gun, but you know, you can remove them after. I'm just very like, oh, I'm gonna take them off now. Okay. That looks so cute. I'm happy that I decided to do that. Okay. All right, we're gonna finish off the other side here. I'll move this out of the way a little bit. Okie dokie. And trim it. And tuck it in there. And get this over. Okay, there we go. That looks really pretty on the edges, I think. Okay, so we'll save this bit for something else. And now we want to decide where we're going to want to put all of this. And I think I'm going to take a little bit of this chenille stem, which I wasn't sure what the heck I was going to use it for. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to use some of that. But I'm going to glue my little hat on top first. And I'm going to put it off to the side. I'm not going to put it in the middle. Okay, so now what you're going to do is you're going to align it against it. Oops, I went it to the side. My goodness. I'm just going to put it, I'm going to cover that up, so don't worry about that. So maybe I didn't have to put edging on this side. I'm going to get a little bit of this Garland. And I'm just going to push it up a little bit because it's kind of flat. And then I'm going to glue that to the bottom part here. And I get another piece. And just kind of smush it up like that so it bushes up a little bit. It's not so flat. And I'll take the other piece and slide it under here. I don't want to cover the hat. I want to make sure that hat glues down on there like really well. And the only reason that I'm putting this is because I didn't want to see the bottom of the hat, but you could certainly paint it black and cover that. Or use the same, this diamond, whatever this is called, put it on the bottom underneath. You cover it any way you want. Let's look at these ribbons. My goodness. I don't know which ones to use. They're all so cute. I know I want to use this one for sure. So you know what? Let's go ahead and make our bow. So here we go. Let's take some of that ribbon, because obviously I didn't open the package for that yet. Look at that. So I'm just going to choose a little tail about that length, twist it so that I always have the pretty side up, make a little loop, pinch it, twist it, and just keep making loops with it. And I'm going to do maybe 5 little loops. If you want to learn how to make bows, I have a video on creating handmade bows, and I'll go ahead and link that at the bottom as well. I'm just going to link everything at the bottom, and that way you can go to that and learn how to make handmade bows, and it'll be the same instructions that you can use for these tiny little bows. Same idea when you're making them, just on a smaller scale. And I'm just going to take a piece of wire, wrap it around my bow, and twist my bow. And that's where I'm going to get my little pliers. And then I'll trim off excess wire, and then kind of curl my little ribbon there, wire there, so it's not sticking out. And I have like a little loopy loop. Can you see that? Let me put it against my skin. Like a little loopy loop there. Okay, I'm going to use that to get some glue onto it, so then I can glue the bow onto my little hat, or underneath it actually, kind of. Let's get some of that glue out. Okay, so I was debating, I'm going to put it right where the 2 bits of that greenery met, so hide that. I was debating on which ribbon I was going to use, and I believe I chose this one, but I was still kind of thinking that I'd want to use one of these, but I think I'm just going to stick with just using this one, but you can certainly use a combination of whatever ribbons or whatever one you want, but I'm just going to use this one, and only because, you know what, sometimes too much is too much, so a little is just enough. And I'm just going to trim my little tails on here at an angle. Okay, then I can just poof off my little bow a little bit. Make sure he's not covering up the eyes. Okay, blow off a little excess there. So that's what I've got right there. Now I've still got these little bits, remember, that I cut from the little bushes. I got 2 of them. I decided that I'm only going to need 1, really. It's all I need, I think. We'll see. Maybe I'll do something here at the bottom. You know what? I'm going to take this little piece here, the leftover from that one chenille stem, and I'm going to bend it like a V. Put some glue at the little edge there where it bends, where it's curved right there. And I'm going to glue it at the bottom here, opposite from this snowflake. Glue it at the bottom down here. And let's see. Yeah. Okay, let's take some of these. I don't think I need to have them on the little sticks, so I'm going to take them off the sticks. And if you can't pull them out because they are glued in there, just trim them right off, okay? And you can use the leaves as well. You don't have to. I'm going to put 1 pine cone down here. Right there. I'm going to take the little leaves and pull off all the little plastic bits, okay? And then you could just trim them off towards that little hole. Just trim off 1 of the leaves or 2 leaves or whatever you want. A little bit of glue at the little tip there, right next to the little pine cone on top of the little bit here, put a little leaf there, and then I'm going to take a little piece of this berry, just a little, trim it off, some glue on that as well, and tuck that in also right in front here. See, so I've just made a smaller little bit of that little stem that I cut off from my bush. So I'm just going to continue because I've got more berries and I've got more pine cones, and I'm going to use these. They're at the top. I don't want to hide my hat, so somewhere on the side of it, I'm going to go ahead and cut off this stick. And because I did put this little, the chenille that looks like a pine, it's called mini garland ties. That's what it's called. I'm going to be gluing this pine to that part right there. These two little leaves that are left over, I'm going to cut them in half, and then I'm going to put one kind of on top of the other, just like a little V like that, okay? And then some glue in the back of the one when they're all glued together. A little bit of glue back there. Tuck it behind the pine cone. Now you could have put the leaves on there first before the pine cone, of course. Tuck it back there, and I'm going to put some more little berries from that little, one of these little stems here. And actually I'm going to cut everything off. Now, yeah, I could just stick it all together, but they're kind of big pieces and they're kind of bulky, so I don't want a lot of this bulking out of my little snowman frame. And this little stem that it came with, I'm going to put it on here, and then all these little berries that are left over, put them there. Okay, you can stop there or keep adding the rest of these little berries onto your frame, but let me show you what that looks like on there. See that? Like I said, I am going to move the camera. I'm going to hang this on the wall, and I'm going to move the camera so that you can see the whole thing, how it looks. I'm going to get another piece of ribbon from the same one. And remember, I put those little hooks in the back where I'm going to tie it. I want my ribbon to be... I'm going to cut... Let's see how much I cut. This is about 22 inches, okay? Now I'm going to turn this over carefully, because remember we got a little nose on there. Now if the nose comes off, we can just glue it back on, no big deal. And I'm going to put the ribbon through this little metal loop here. Tie it down and knot it. You can put some glue on there to make sure it doesn't come off. Tie one end, and then I'm going to take the other end and put it through the other one. Let's get that loop. So I'm putting it through there, and I'm going to knot it. And that's why I wanted a nice long piece, because that way I had room to pull it and tie it. So it's always best to cut longer than what you think you're going to use. Give into consideration what's going to, that you have a long enough end here to tie around. So now you've got something to hang it with, and I'm just going to twist it so that the glittery part is kind of towards the front here. So there we have something to hang it off of the wall. Like so. Just a little ribbon to hang off the wall, and you'll see that once it's hanging on the wall. You can just turn your ribbon so that it's facing the right way. Okay, I think I want some more of this. It's going to cover a little bit of my, not too much, my wording, I guess. Do I want to put this here? No, I'm going to put another pine cone next to this other one down here. And that'll take care of all my little pine cones. Just going to put it right next to it up here. Try not to cover the words. And cut some more little leaves. Back under here, tuck it there. But turn it so it's not covering any words. And then the leftover of these right here, I'm going to use those too. So I'm going to cut them off trim them right off. Get that out of the way. And then I'm going to glue them. Glue it right underneath this one so it kind of goes up the side of the frame here. More little berries. Oops. There we go. Make sure when you're putting it down, you're putting it with the glue down. I'm going to put some more of these little berries up on the top part here. On the other side of the hat over on this side. Just so that this green part here doesn't look so lonely. Kind of like almost behind the bow there. Or on the side of the bow. And that's what I did to the bottom part. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and hang this up so you can see it. I hope you like my idea of my little framed snowman. Like I said, you can use any paper to decorate inside, make them white, whatever color you want to make them. If you want to make them a snowman, you go right ahead. Or just do something different like what I've just done. I think it looks really cute just like that. I like the look that it kind of gives it a little bit of a chalkboard look up here. That's what I kind of liked. So that's what I went for. I hope you like my idea. Like I said, give me a big old thumbs up. Leave a nice comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe. There's a little button in that little corner with my little icon, or there's a red button down below. Just push it. It's not even going to interrupt the video. And make sure you share me on your social medias, your Facebook, your Twitter, all of those things. Please. It really helps me out to get some more people to subscribe, and just so I can share my ideas. And let me know on the bottom if you have something that maybe you'd like to see me do. Give me some ideas maybe of if do you want to see something for New Year's or so forth. Now I know that some of you have already voiced and said that yes, you do want me to do some floral arrangement, you know, how to do floral arrangements, the basics tutorial on that. I have 3 shapes that I can show you, and I heard you when you said yes, I do want bow making, and I did do that for you. Like I said, I'm going to link that below, and a couple of other snowman ideas that I've had, because that's what I'm doing this year. I'm doing snowman, but if you want to see something different, let me know. I'm going to follow this up with another snowman idea, and then I'm going to be doing a Victorian top hat. So what do you think of that? Make sure you give me a like button, subscribe, leave a nice comment, share, and as always, enjoy.